Good morning, kindergarten. It is Mrs. Merritt. Today we're going to do Module 3, Lesson 3. And our objective is I can make longer and shorter than comparisons. So when we compare two things, we're looking to see how they're the same and different. Okay? But we're going to use those terms longer than and shorter than a lot today. For today's lesson, you are going to need something to write with and something to write on. When you have all those things, come back and we will get started. Okay, so to warm our brains up today, I have this cute little activity we're going to do. We have gotten so good at counting to 10. Let's practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is what 10 looks like, right? So we're going to do some say 10 push-ups. So we're going to push out our 10 and then do one more. So watch. 10, 1. Very good. Do it with me. 10, 1. Now we're going to figure out what comes after 10, 1. So 10, 1, 2. 10, 2. Now we're going to figure out what comes after 10, 2. 10, 3. 10, 1, 2, 3. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. 10, 4. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 5. Wow, you guys are awesome. So we actually were counting up to 15 when we did that. Isn't that crazy? We did our 10s and then we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. So we had 1 10 and 5 ones, which is 15. Whew, good job. Let's dive right into our lesson. I want to look at the popsicle stick and compare it to the length of the pencil. I want you to think about, is the popsicle stick longer or shorter than the pencil? What would be the first thing we would need to do in order to compare their lengths? Yes, we need to move the pencil and the popsicle stick to the same starting point, right? For that accuracy. There. Now can you tell me which one is longer? The pencil. Look, the popsicle stick stops here, but the pencil goes out further. So the pencil is longer than the popsicle stick. How else could we say something similar to that? We just said the pencil is longer than the popsicle stick. What else could we say about this picture? The popsicle stick is shorter or longer than the pencil? Shorter. Very good. Okay, we're going to look at the same popsicle stick and we're going to compare it to this object down here, which is called an eraser. Can you tell me what you think? I want to know if it's longer or shorter. The eraser. Is it longer or shorter than the popsicle stick? Your sentence could sound like this. The blank is longer than the blank. We have to line them up first. You're right. If we're trying to figure out the blank is longer, which is longer? The popsicle stick is longer than the eraser. Good job. Okay, we're going to still compare it to the popsicle stick. I want you to tell me if this object, this glue stick, is longer or shorter than the popsicle stick. So your sentence would sound like this. The glue stick is blank than the popsicle stick. You fill in the blank with longer or shorter. But before we can do that, what do we need to do? We need to line those objects up. Very good. So the glue stick is longer than the popsicle stick, or the glue stick is shorter than the popsicle stick. What do you think? The glue stick is shorter than the popsicle stick. Good job. We're going to do the same thing with the car. I'm going to line it up so it's even so you can see. And your sentence would sound like this. The car is blank than the popsicle stick. So fill in that blank with longer or shorter. Awesome. Make sure you're showing me. Remember, show me with those hands on your camera. It is shorter or longer. The car is shorter than the popsicle stick. Now we have some scissors. I'm going to line them up for you. Think about what our sentence would be. We're comparing it to the popsicle stick like we have been. Okay? So the scissors are longer than the popsicle stick? Yes or no? Yes. Look at the popsicle stick ends here and the scissors go all the way to here. So the scissors are longer than the popsicle stick. I love how we're remembering to line those objects up. That helps our accuracy. The crayon is longer than the popsicle stick. Does that sound right? Yes or no? No, so what would our sentence be? The crayon is shorter than the popsicle stick. Awesome job comparing objects to the length of the popsicle stick. Now we're going to take one of those objects, and for this problem, we're going to use the toy car. And what I want us to do is I want to figure out if the objects we're comparing it to are longer or shorter than the car. So you can show me with your hands longer or shorter. So let's start right here. The car is here and it's perfectly aligned with the eraser. Is the car longer or shorter? Tricky. It's actually about the same, right? They were trying to trick us. What did they do with the glue stick? They tricked us again. It's the same length. Look at my car starts here. My glue stick starts here. My car ends here. My glue stick ends here. Pretty good. Let's go to our pencil. Is the car longer or shorter than the pencil? It is shorter. Our car ends here and our pencil has this whole thing to go. What about the popsicle stick? Is our car shorter or longer? It is shorter. Move these cubes down. Is the car shorter or longer? The car is shorter. The cubes are longer. I love that we're using words like shorter than, longer than. That's exactly what I want to hear. Okay, this is a close one. Is the car shorter or longer than the crayon? It is shorter, just by a little bit, but it is still shorter. And then let's move these scissors down. And we'll put our car here. Is the car shorter or longer than the scissors? It is shorter. Great job. So the great thing about comparing lengths is that we could compare any of these objects to each other. We could take the eraser around and do the same thing we did with the car. We could do the scissors, and we could always use those terms. The blank is shorter than blank, or blank is longer than blank. So now we're going to play a little bit of a drawing game. I want you to get your paper and pencil or paper, marker, crayon, whatever you have to write with and write on, and we're going to get started. So you're going to hold your paper like this, and we're going to pretend for a few minutes. I'm going to lower it so you can see. We're going to pretend that I'm a pirate who has traveled so far away from home, and I miss my house and my family. And I am telling you what my house looked like, and I want you to draw that for me, okay? You have to listen carefully, though, because there's certain directions, okay? Draw a house in the middle of your paper that is as tall as your pointer finger. So here's your pointer finger, and you're going to put it at the bottom, and I like to put a dot here. So draw your house however you want, and then pause me, and then unpause me when you're ready for your next direction. Okay, so there is my house. Let me see yours. Those look beautiful. Now, there is a great big tree in my yard because my daughter and I love to climb trees, and it is taller than the house. Can you draw me a tree that's taller than my house? And then unpause me when you're finished. Is my tree taller than my house? Yeah, it is. Okay, my daughter loves to garden, so she planted some daisies in the garden. I want you to draw a daisy that is shorter than the house. Then unpause me when you are finished. Okay, so here's my daisy. I have a question though. Could I draw a daisy that was this tall? Yeah, I could have, right? Because it's still shorter than my house. Could I have drawn one that was this tall? No, that's too long. Anything that would go up to here would work. So anything here and below would work. That would be shorter than my house. Now, draw a branch lying on the ground in front of my house. Make sure it's the same length as my house. It's probably not very safe, but I drew my branch in front of my door. Okay? So you'd have to be careful when you walked out. But is it the same length as my house? Yes. Our next direction is to draw a caterpillar next to the branch. But the caterpillar is shorter than your branch. Go ahead and come on back. Is my caterpillar shorter than my branch? Yeah, it is. It's very small. Now, here is what I want you to do. You guys did such an amazing job listening and following directions. I do have an exit ticket in your Google Forms because we talked about a lot today. We talked about comparing using terms, comparing measurement using terms like shorter than and longer than. I want you not only complete those problems on the Google form, but the last thing on the Google form says, did you send a picture of your drawing to your teacher? And on that drawing, I want you to add whatever you think would make that house complete. Maybe it's some more animals outside, or maybe it's some more plants, anything you want, and send it to your teacher. I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. You guys did an awesome job.